The below topics shall be covered in this video.
So in this basic class, let's see what are the things that you need to do just to arrange your data. So here, let us say that we have this data which shows the district, which zone the region is in, and the details of some of the workforce and the volume of work done by them. Okay, the number of sales, etc. So what we will do, first of all, it doesn't look like a proper data. Let us select this, and we want to make it a little highlighted so that it appears to be like a actually like a column. Okay, so let me make this as white. Okay, and maybe I can give borders. So now if you see that you know there are some borders, and if you want to lighten the color, just select this like this and maybe give a little lighter color. Yeah, and suppose I want this also to look a little nicer, so just come here and click on this all borders. Okay, so it looks at least like a table now. So that is the first thing that you should do. Now Excel can be used to store data and do a lot of things. So firstly we should know how we can store different types of data. Now let's come to another sheet. This is also some sort of a storage only. Here we have stored how many sales were done by which resource, and here what we are doing, uh, on which date what the price of the share that was sold or bought and what quantity of it was bought, etc. Okay, so this is already a little formatted. So if I want to make it a little bold, and I don't want yellow color, I want say a light cream color. Okay, so I can put like this, and this is okay. Let this be say okay. I'm giving a different color like this, and suppose you want to add another data, so you can simply add 9th Jan. Okay, and so whatever you want you can write it, and I will teach you after in our a little advanced videos how this is getting autofilled. Okay, then let's see, you could also have some more data where you would want to you know track your work, what are urgent tasks, etc. So this is one of the forms. Suppose you also want to track your customer records, that whoever has been met, and when is the next renewal for him, whether it is AMC. So what I basically want to show you is that Excel can be used to store the data, right? That is the first thing. Now let us also see, suppose we just want to arrange data in a better manner. So that also you can do. Let's say we want to prepare a checklist. Okay, checklist for an event. Yeah, so I want to do an event. Okay, a lead generation event, leads event. So what all I need, make say broadhead, so it will be pre-event preparation, during event preparations, right? So let us make this bold so that they appear like the subheading of this say leads event is the main thing that we have to do. Because this is the main thing, let me select this and do a merge cell. Okay, this button is used for merging. See how it looks, and I will just put it in the center and make it a little big like this. And because I cannot see, so I will wrap it as well. Yeah, now this is the pre-event preparations. For any event, what we have to do is we have to invite the guests. Okay, then we have to make arrangements, okay, etc, etc, during the event. Okay, which is audio visual setup, etc, whatever. These are not important. What is important is I want to show you how you can use it to prepare. Post event, say call up for follow-ups, closure of leads. Yeah, so these are sub parts of this event. In italics I have marked them like this. Okay, by pressing Ctrl I, or simply you can come and select this also. I'll give them this color, and say these events, I'll give them a separate color. Okay, now if you think that you cannot see the lining, just come and click this and you will be able to see the lines. Yeah, let me give this a different color and then mark it like this. Okay, if you want to beautify this, you can do it like this. So this is just an example of Excel, how Excel can be used for various things, for storage, for planning, etc, etc. Now let's come here. Suppose, let us say that you are unable to read this full name, okay, and you want all these to be fit automatically as per their width. Now it could be like this also, right? This is huge, say this is small, like that. Huh? So but you want to arrange it properly, so what you would do, you can simply select like this and double click here. When you double click here, it auto fits all the columns as per the size of the cell. So the biggest cell probably is this, that is why it is being set like this. Yeah, similarly for others as well. So this is again very important. Now that we have seen the fonts, this can be increased like this, fonts can be increased or decreased like this. We have seen the color, the background color. Suppose you want to mark this only the text, then this will be the color for that. If you want to have the background colored, then this would be the cell that you need to select. Okay, and now we have seen font size, we have seen color, we have seen text font color. Let us say I don't want these names to be written like this. I want it to uh, give them a little more style. So what I can do is, I'll come to this and I can put it like this. Yeah, so let's say this looks a little fancy. Okay, yeah, so this is another thing that you can do from here. Okay, so now in this video, what we are going to learn is some more formatting tips, some more rearranging the data. Okay, so let's start with the different formats that Excel supports. So, what is the meaning of format? Let's say I write the name. Okay, then this is a text. Okay, so there could be many such numbers. So today is say I also write a date which is 1st January. Okay, okay, so now come here, and so it clearly says that it is a text, so I can select general as well. Okay, and so this is by default, this is stored in general. This is by default, though this is general, but this could be a number. Okay, sorry, this is a currency. So if I want to click it as a number, then it will be number like this. Okay, if you want to give a comma, so once you give a comma, automatically this is being taken like this. Yeah, then what other formats are there? Let's see from here. So you have accounting formats, dates, long date, time, etc. Okay, percentage, fraction, whatever you want. In case you want to get into some details, you can also give some scientific notations as well. Yeah, so let me show you. Suppose this is the date. Okay, now you would want, I just don't want short date, I want the longer date like this. So the format is automatically taken up like that. You just have to specify. Yeah, and let me tell you one interesting fact, maybe you're already aware. Excel does not recognize dates as such. So basically dates are numbers, just the formatting is changed. I'll show you what I mean. When you come here and click on number, so basically this means this is a number 43831, which when converted in the format of dates converts to 1st January 2020. So let me show you one more thing. Okay, give this date and yeah, come here and see the number. So that is the first number of 1st January 1900. That is considered as number 1. Okay, in fact that is how Excel treats all the dates. So this was just for your information. So whenever you have to perform any calculations, just calculations with the dates, just remember that it is like any other number. So I'll show you an example. This plus 1, which means 2nd Jan. Yeah, now suppose if I give plus 30 days. Yeah, so 1st Jan plus 30 days is 31st Jan. Okay, so this is something about formats. So whatever format you want, you can choose. You can suppose there is this 5690.20. You want to increase the decimal places, yeah? Then you have to click like this. If you want to decrease it, then you have to click like this. Okay. If you have to make it into a percentage, this will be much higher. So just click on percentage like this. Okay. If you want to change it back to numbers, just change it like this. Okay. We have completed the formats part. Okay. Now let's see what are the different forms of pay special. Let me copy this. Yeah. The moment you copy this, you will see this area. Okay. This area gets highlighted. So just click on this and you see a lot of paste options are there. Copy paste is a big time saver. Now let me use say values in source formatting. I come here, okay, and I click values and source formatting. If you paste values, then also we'll have the same thing. To change this, we'll have to reduce the number of decimal places. So let me see what else is there. If I copy this, say Control C for copying, then let me see what all options are there. So this means the formatting. Okay. Now let me show you. If I come here hmm, and I paste, so the values were not pasted, but just the formats were pasted. Okay. This would be a link. Yeah. Let me show you. So when I paste this, okay, this is getting linked with this. Let me show you here. So if I type A, B, C, D, okay, so automatically because this is linked to this is changing automatically. Similarly, let me write 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is changing automatically. Why? Because we used a link paste option. Yeah. So let me copy this, come to paste, and this is a picture option which is generally used if you have to put it in WordPad or make a document. In Excel, I would tell you to avoid using this, okay? Because then if I just paste it, I'll show you how it would be. So come here and paste special. Okay, so it is a picture. It can be taken around. Yeah? Okay, so let me show you the other things. Come to this, and this is a linked picture. Okay, so let me paste it here. Now see, suppose Ganesh. Okay, now I change Ganesh to say simple. Okay, then this picture is changing, so this is good because you cannot change the data here. Okay, you can either delete the entire thing by pressing delete, but if you simply want these things to reflect, then it's a good option. So hello new number. Okay, so you see it is getting changed automatically, so that is very interesting. Okay, so let's move to the next topic, and we have done pay special. We are yet to do transpose and blanks. So what is transpose? Now let me show you another important thing. Suppose I copy this, but I want these names to be pasted column wise in this manner. Like Narayan should be here, then simple should be here, etc. So we'll come to this column, this cell, okay. Click on paste special. When you click on paste special, there is an option called transpose. Click on transpose and press OK. So we copied horizontally and it got pasted vertically. Control C. Okay, come here and go to paste special, transpose, and just see how it would come. So what has basically happened is what was there in the column has come in the row. See 5650, 5678, 5650, 5678. Okay, so we'll just double click to increase the size of this. Similarly, Shravan Kumar, this has come like this. So this is the function of a transpose. Again, very powerful. And let's say blanks. This is, I love pay special. Okay, so let me show you what are the options here. If you see, there are a lot of options here. If you want to paste only the formulas, you can use this. If you want to paste only the values, you can use this. If you want to paste only the formats, comments, then you can just use these specific things. Yeah. So let me show you one thing. Suppose in this data, I delete this. Okay. I delete this and I just mark it so that I remember. I delete this and I mark it like this. Now, suppose there is huge data. I will not know what all cells are left blank. Okay. And I want to replace all the blank cells by some random value, say nothing here. So what I will do, I will press F5. Okay. And here I will click on special. Then I will go to blanks. Go to special, I will click blanks. When I click blank, so what happens is basically all the blank cells are automatically selected. Yeah. Here, if I write NOTHING and then press Control Enter, I press Control Enter. Okay. Then see what happens. So after pressing Control Enter, it has filled all those blank spaces by whatever I wrote in one cell. So it is a huge time saver and can help you in data formatting tremendously. Clear everything out by coming here, pressing on the eraser and pressing on clear all. Okay, so it looks neat. Now here if you see, there is a bad column. Why bad? Because there is no specific format. It has a name, then a number, and along with a comma. So if you see, there is a throughout the data, there is a constant format, name, comma, something, something, number. But I don't want it in this format. What I would do is I will want to convert and separate these two numbers. So how can I do that? I'll select the column. Okay, come to data. Here you see an option text to columns. Okay, so what this will do, I'll show you. Just click on text to columns. Okay, select next. Okay, here it is written comma. If you don't find anything, then you can select other and give whatever separator you want to give. Here if you give comma, you are telling Excel that wherever you see a comma, separate them into a new column. And then you click on next and you click on finish. Okay, see beautifully they have Excel has segregated the names and the numbers like this. So this is again a very big time saver and I think you should know how to use this. Okay, so now we have already done that. Let's see what is next. Okay, so we have done text to column. Next is sort. So let's say you want to, sorting is basically arranging the data in ascending or descending order. Okay, so if you want to arrange, say this district. Okay, so the names with A should be first, etc. So what you will do, simply come here. Okay, there are these sort options are also there, as you can see. So let me click on A to Z. Okay, I clicked on A to Z and automatically the relevant data also got updated. Then let me click Z to A. Okay, so it has been arranged in descending order. So let's say I want to arrange it on this basis and I will click A to Z. Yeah, that's our primary data. Now let me see what are the other options that Excel gives us. Now there may be a case where let's say you have to sort data not only this column wise but this column and this column, something like that. Okay, so let's say uh, I want to arrange north, south, east, west, and then in increasing order of primary key. Okay, so let's do that. So I will sort by zone. Okay, then I will click on add level and I will click on primary key, smallest to largest. Okay, so because it is taking everything, so I will click on my data has headers. Okay, click on OK and see what it has done beautifully. First, it has organized in increasing order and then it has sorted these in ascending order as well. Okay, So this helps us to analyze data in a far better manner. And yeah, that's mainly what is about. Let me show you. So if you want to delete a level, just come here and delete this. Okay, if you press OK, then it will only be sorted by zone. Okay, then finally, now suppose one of the most important things is filtering the data. Suppose you have this data and you want to filter the data. So what you will do, you will come to this, okay, and simply click on filter. When you click on filter, Excel is very intelligent. It understands basis the headings that you have given, that till where one table is there. So it knows from column A to column H, this is one table. Now you can filter will be, so let me show you only greater than or equal to 200. So you get all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 200. Okay. So if you want to clear it, just come here and press clear. Now let's say you want to filter the names of all the people who have Raj in their names. So all the people who have name Raj are being shown like this. Okay, this is a very basic filter. There is an advanced filter also, so which can help you to filter the list and unique records, etc., etc. So when we move on to the advanced section, then we'll see the advanced filter as well. Okay. Okay, now finally let us see how do we have duplicates and how to remove them. So let me take this example. So I have one Sunny here. Okay, then let me write SUNNY. Let me write SUNNY. Okay, so what I want only the name Sunny once should appear. The other Sunny should be removed automatically. So you select the column. Okay, come here and click on remove duplicate. This sign that you see, this is for remove duplicates. Expand the selection means it will take the entire table. So of course I want the expand the selection and click on remove duplicates. Okay, so this means that to delete duplicate values, select one or more that contain the duplicates. So I only want it for name, so I will unselect all and I will select name only. So basically if you select everything, it will check whether name plus primary key plus zone plus district, if everything is common, only then it will delete. So basically see, this is 214 and this is 162. So if I select everything, then this will not be deleted because these are not unique. But however, if I only select name, then this will get deleted because this is the same. Okay, so because I just want to show you, I'm selecting only the name. I will press OK. So many duplicate values found and removed. Okay, 72 unique remaining. See, all other Sunnies are gone, only one Sunny is left. Okay, so I will press Ctrl Z to undo and come back to the original data. Yeah, so I think you have understood this as well, and you have covered the basics of Excel.
And moving on to the next topic is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting, let me show you what it basically means. So let us say that this is the data and you want to highlight all the cells where cell is this each is a cell. Okay, you want to highlight all the cells where the value is more than 200. Okay, so what you would do, you would come here. Okay, select it, come to conditional formatting. Okay, highlight greater than. Okay, you write 200 and you can choose the color that you like, and you can already see that it is highlighting. The values above 200 are being highlighted. Yeah, this is one of the things. Now let's see, suppose you want that you want to highlight some values less than, that can be done similarly. Between values can also be taken. So suppose you want to highlight say 200 and 234. Okay, okay, so already it is applied, that is why it is not showing. So you can clear the rules. So suppose you want to clear the rules from entire sheet. Okay, there you go. Now come here and let's apply the between rule. There you go. Yeah, and let's see that suppose similarly above average, below average can also be done. Okay, and this is a little advanced concept which we'll cover just now, but not right away. So similarly, if you want, you can also highlight the top 10 items. Okay, so this is one of the top 10 items, etc. Yeah, then then you have say top 10%. Okay, so top 10% would be yeah, this is amongst the top 10%, so it is highlighted. And let's see, similarly above average, below average, and all that. Yeah. Okay, and in highlight, there is also, suppose you want to highlight all values which are equal to 215. So there you go. Okay, then yeah, so more rules will come to later. Now let us see, you also want to have a gradient fill. Okay, so suppose you want to fill it with green. So basically this compares the data and say 132 is less compared to the average. So the bar is only till here. Okay, this is high, so it is almost here. Your 238 would be much higher, 232. Okay, so that's what it is about. Similarly, if you want, you can have a solid fill or a gradient fill. Okay, that's the difference. Now these are the color scales, which basically means the higher the value, the higher values would be perfect green, the lower values would be kind of reddish. And come to icon sets. Now, if it is above average, it is green. If it is below average, it is red. It is kind of average, then it is either going arrow down or going up arrow. Yeah, so very useful. These are the icon sets. Similarly, you can also use these. So select them, come here, and suppose you can select say this one. Yeah. Similarly, so if it is very high, it's green. If it's very low, it's red. If it's average, it's yellow. Okay, so that's about it. Similarly, you can also have some sort of a Wi-Fi signal strength. Okay, and network strength as well. Okay. Okay, now so let us clear the formatting from entire sheet. What I'm going to teach you now is something more important and very powerful. So let us say that you want to highlight all the uh, rows of the cell, okay, wherever the name Sunny appears. So now let's say that we want to highlight all the values where the name Sunny is contained, okay. So you come here, okay, highlight cell rules, come to text that contains, and you type Sunny here, okay, and you fill it with say yellow. So there you go. Now because I have not selected, so I select all, and now we will use the same thing, SUNNY. Okay, now all Sunnies are getting highlighted. Fine.
In this lecture, we learn how do we use conditional formatting to highlight duplicates, and we'll also see how to freeze panes. So let's begin with conditional formatting, and we need to highlight the duplicates. So we'll take column D, okay, come to home, go to conditional formatting, and just click on duplicate values, and that's it. It's so simple. Okay, unique values, duplicate values. Okay, next topic is how to freeze panes. Okay, so suppose it's very simple. You'll go to view. Suppose you want to freeze the first row. Now freeze panes means that even if you scroll like this, now I don't know what the header is. So if you want the header to remain always, we use freeze panes. I'll show you how. Come here, click on freeze top row, and there even if you are scrolling down, the first row is stable. It's not moving. Okay. Similarly, come here, unfreeze panes, and now let's imagine that you want to freeze the first column. So come here and click freeze first column. Now if you keep going right, then also the first column will always stay. Okay, unfreeze panes. Now comes the interesting part. Suppose you want to see all these 4 columns, okay, and these should be movable. So you come and click here. Okay, your cell becomes very important. When you click here and then click on freeze panes. Now when you click right, okay, see these are constant, and if you go down, then your first row, which is the header, is also constant. Okay, so that's it about freeze columns and conditional formatting to highlight duplicate values. Now in this video, let's learn about a very interesting tool called quick analysis tool. So what you will do, just have your entire cell like this. You see there is a new pop-up here. Okay, now just click on this. It tells us that you can start formatting your data like this. So it will show data bars, 2 lakhs is much higher than 1 lakh. So it is automatically, the bar will be higher in this case. Okay, things like that would get automatically arranged. Then if you want, you can have color bars also. Suppose you only want it for a specific column, then you can just select that column. Okay, come here and you can have those specific color bars. Yeah, then you have the icon sets. The green is the one that is going up. Okay, greater than what we learned earlier. Suppose if you give say 2500, yeah, clear format. Okay, similarly, so if I select this, come here, and let me show you top 10% is this one clearly. Okay, similarly, if you want, you can make charts like this. It will automatically make charts for you. Okay, and I'll show you sparklines later. Totals, this is something which is important. So if I want sum, so I will select this entire data. Okay, then click on quick fill and come to totals, and I will write sum here. So see, automatically it has taken the sum of everything. Yeah, makes it very easy. Then you can come here. Suppose you want say average count. Okay, what is the count of each? Average, percentage of the total. So it is showing this. Okay, so total they have taken as C2, so F, so they have taken everything. This is the entire total. Okay, and this is F2 to F14. So basically this is the percentage. So this is the main amount which is contributing to 95%. I will teach you formulas later, what is all this, but what basically it has done is it had added all these things, then divided by the total sum of this and what is the percentage. Okay, come here, and yeah, if you want, you can just click right, and if you want count, average, sum, running, total, whatever, you can select that. Okay, if you want to convert it into a table, this is not a tabular format. Though we call it a table, we write it in the form of a table. Excel will recognize this as a table. Now it is in a tabular column. Okay, let me create the entire thing into a table. So I will right click, table, convert to range. Yes. Okay, now I want to create the entire thing as a table. So I will select this and then press Ctrl T. Okay, done. Okay, now it is a table. Yeah, so now let me show you. If you type something, so let's say ITC. Okay, so if you see, the benefit of using a table is always that if there is any formula, it will automatically take that formula. We learn about formulas later, so don't worry. But if you see, automatically this has taken based on the formula that was there in this column, it has taken this amount. Okay, so that is about quick. And let me show you if yeah, so just come here and I'll show you one last thing. So if you let us select this, okay, let us select this data, and let's paste it here. Let me write this as well. When you write this, you get this. Click on sparklines. So automatically see a beautiful sparkline has come. What this sparkline does is it tells you like 2234, then 2222, then 50, then 1,700,000. So here it is not that much relevant because this is not the same data. If you have say April, May, June data and you want to show how the trend is changing, then a sparkline would help. Let me still show you. So let's say this is 3000. Okay, so you see 22, 22, then 2500, then 3000. Let me increase this a little and see this changed. Okay, if you want, let me make it a little bigger. So 1000. Okay, so it just gives you a basic trend: 500, 100, and 1200. Okay, so this helps us in understanding the trend of the different cells, especially if they are in a period. Okay. So now what we are going to learn in this is autofill. Okay, write any number. You must be seeing a green square thing here. You see this green thing? The moment my cursor comes on that green thing, it turns from a normal cursor to this black small cursor. Okay, this indicates that I can click on this and then pull it down. So suppose when I'm pulling it down, okay, it will click that number. So let me show you. So say suppose if I write 20, okay, I come here and I just pull it down like this. So it has filled all these with 20. Now just click here. It means fill series. Okay, if you click on fill series, then automatically it increments by 1 and fills it up till the place where you have dragged the cursor basically. Now suppose if you write fill formatting, because there was no formatting, it will only be blank cells. Okay, suppose you write fill without formatting, then it will be the numbers. Okay, and if flash fill I will teach you later. So copy cells and fill without formatting is same in this case. Now let me show you. If I fill this with this, okay, and then I drag it like this, yeah, suppose till here, and so if you see here, by default it has copied the format also. So if I write fill without formatting, then it would be like this. Fill with formatting, it would be like this. Fill series, it will start incrementing till that number, and copy cells would simply copy. Okay, now let me come here and let me type say 1 and let me type 2, and I will give some other color here. Let me take this color with some border also. Okay, now let me just drag it. So if you see, because I've written 1 2, Excel understands that I am incrementing by 1. Okay, so copy cells would be 1 2 1 2 1 2. The same pattern is followed. Fill series, it adds 1 like we saw earlier. Fill formatting only would do this. Fill without formatting would copy and drag the series without the color. Okay, flash fill, if you see, it is not valid here. We'll see this later. Now let me show you another pattern. Suppose if I write 1 here and I write say 8 here. Okay, now you select these two cells and again come here and just see what happens. If I drag, Excel understands that the Excel picks up the pattern that there is a difference of 7. So 1, 8, then again 15, 22, 29. It is adding 7 to each number. So Excel is so smart. Whatever pattern is there, Excel will pick that up and automatically add that. Okay. Now, just in case if you are not able to see this sign, okay, the plus sign that I was talking about, for some reason, if you think that it is not coming for you, then what you can do it, just go to file, click on options, come to advanced, and notice this enable fill handle and cell drag and drop. Okay, alert before override. Just mark these as, just tick them, okay, and it will be done. Fine. Okay, let's come. Now I'll show you one more thing. So suppose I write say Monday, I write January, I write say QARTER, okay, and I write say first. So what I would want, if I just simply select all these and drag them like this, see the magic, okay, it is automatically, by order it has incremented each. So January, February, March, April, etc. So here I forgot to write this. Let me show you. So if I write quarter 1, Okay, automatically it has taken quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, because in a year there are 4 quarters, and uh, in 12 months it has taken all 12 months. So I'll show you. If I drag it more, then it will again show January, February. Let me show it here. Say Monday, okay, and say I drag it like this. Then when I click like this, I will write fill weekdays. Okay, so if you see Sunday, Saturday, Sunday are not there anymore, huh? Let me show you again. So Saturday, Sunday are there. If I write say fill weekdays, so Saturday, Sunday goes away. Okay, that can also be done. This we have already learned earlier. Yeah. So I will write fill weekdays. Let's learn one more thing. Suppose you think that you want to create a list of your own. Okay. So let's say it is A, B, and C. Okay. So if I type A, if I type B, let me first see if it is already there. So it's not there. If you see A, B is only coming. But I want that A, B, C should be a list. Okay. Or maybe A, B, C, D. So what I will do, file, okay, options. So come to advanced, okay, scroll down, keep scrolling down, come to edit custom list, import, you click this, press enter, and I will click on import, and there you go. Okay, then I will click on OK, and it's done. Now let's see. So come here, A, B, let me show you, C, D, you got it? So earlier it was not coming, now it is coming. So this is how you can import and create your own list. Okay. Now let's come to one more list and we will see what is flash fill. So earlier we had to right click and do a lot of things, but now Excel gives it in a very easy manner. So what basically we have to do now is, suppose you have the data like this, okay. So all you have to do is, suppose you write Kolkata, okay. Now you write Darjeeling. So if you see, Excel understands a pattern. The moment Excel understands a pattern, it is automatically filling this. Okay, it is automatically filling up these. So basically to accept, just press enter and it has been done. Okay, this is flash fill. Accept suggestions, select all 28, undo flash. So because it is correct, I have accepted. Yeah, again, very powerful feature and can be used for other things as well. Let's see how this input credit adjustment happens. What is the priority that is given? Okay, so suppose we have an ITC, which is input tax credit of CGST. Okay, so you may also have CGST output credit like in VAT, etc. Okay, so if you are not understanding this, don't worry. When we actually get into GST settlements later in the tutorial, you will understand. For the time being, just remember the prioritization. So CGST first gets settled off with CGST. If any remaining CGST is there, then it can be adjusted with IGST. Okay. Similarly, if you have SGST, first it will get settled off with the output SGST. If still something remains, then it will get settled off with IGST. Okay. If you have IGST, it will first get settled off with IGST and then it will get settled off with CGST. So that is the thing. Still, if some IGST remains, then it can get settled out with SGST. So don't worry, your input credit will never get wasted. Okay. In this tutorial, let us learn about how we can have formula autofill. Okay, so let us say that we have these numbers here 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, etc. Just come here and you have equals A2, which means the value 2 will be shown here. Now you want to add up these such that it shows 5, then it shows 5 plus 5, 10, then it will show 10 plus 8, 18, etc. Okay, so how you can do that? So what you can all do basically is come here, okay, and you will write say A2 plus A3. Okay, now this way we have this answer 5 as 2 plus 3 shows 5. Now I want that this should be shown for all these values. Don't worry, you don't have to write the formula like this for each of them. You will go crazy if you keep writing like this. All you have to do, just come here and drag this down. Excel is very intelligent and it will understand that you are trying to fill the cells
with the formula which is similar. Just come and drag it till here and see automatically Excel has filled in this formula. Press F2 and you can see which all cells are being added. Okay. Now let's see. This is one very simple thing. Now if I also want to show you, let's say I want to add these numbers, okay, like whatever is there, like from the beginning till say here. So from 2 plus 5 7, 7 plus 8 15, it should show 15 here. If I come here, it should show 2 plus 5 7 plus 8 15 plus 13 28 here. Okay, for that what I have done, see, I have written sum B2 to B2, but there is a dollar sign before B and 2. This dollar sign is very important. This is the concept of fixing the cells, which means that B2, the above B2 will always be fixed and the second B2 will keep changing as the cells keep scrolling down. Okay, let me show you what I mean. So when I click here and drag it down, see what happens. Here B2, because dollar sign is there, it is fixed and this changes to B3. When you come here, B2 is constant and this changes to B4. Similarly, if I just double click here, wherever it finds this, the neighboring cells have numbers till there, it will automatically fill. Okay, just come here and do a double click and Excel automatically fills till there. So what is this 1591? It is all the sum of all these numbers. Okay. Okay, you understood the usage of dollar. You understood the drag and drop, sorry, drag of formulas. Okay, and fixed and changing formula.
In this tutorial, let us learn if we have to find data, what is the shortcut? Well, the shortcut is Control F. Press Control F. So let's see a few more. Let's say I want to search for Rishabh. Control F, RISHAB. I don't know whether it is B or BH. Okay, so I will simply type Rishabh and press Find Next. So there you go. Okay, and let me see how many are there. So there is only one. Okay, now if I want to see Sharma, SHAR, I don't know whether it is MA or what. Okay, so I will simply type Find Next. Okay, then Find Next, Find All. Okay, so let's go to this. Okay, so I have used a little bit of VBA to see the color, just so that you can see. Otherwise it will not show the color, it will just highlight the cell. Okay, so I think you have learned a new thing, which is Control F to find data. Okay, in this tutorial let us learn if we want to replace some data. For example, let us say in place of Rajiv Sharma, I want to write Rajiv Bharma. Wherever there is a word SHAR, I want to replace it with BHAR. Okay, let's do that. So press Control H. Control H. Okay, press Control H. Write SHAR, and in here replace with write BHAR. Okay, then click on replace. What we have to do is we have to select this first, and then we have to write replace. Okay, replace and replace, 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 and this is already done. Okay, replace, replace. So that is done. Okay, I hope you understood this also. Very easy but very powerful. Let's meet in the next video.